Aww. Aww.
Alright, we're just about to get started here, guys. I would have started sooner, but I've literally fought with my new 3D printer for the last hour and a half to get a print started. I probably re-leveled the bed 3 frickin' times. And on top of that, recalibrated the bed 3 frickin' times. And when the print started this time, I still had to adjust the bed just a little bit more on the right side. Alright, now I think we're ready. So yeah, it's been a kind of crappy start to the day. Alright. Guess it would help if I brought up my screen so I could see what the hell I'm doing. Can everybody hear the game or no? feel like the game sound isn't coming through, and I'm like... Okay. Game sound is coming through. I don't know why I was thinking it wasn't. Maybe I could turn up my game sound and myself just a little bit more. How's that? Hopefully that'll be good. Last time we were playing, I don't really remember what we were up to. It's been a little bit since I've streamed. I'm trying to resize my window here. It's being a pain in my ass. There. Now we should be fully ready. Alright. So let's look at our map here. What do we got going on? I'm near Hyrule Field, which, you know, is always scary. And we have a shrine here that needs done. So I guess that's how we're starting this stream. Inside a shrine. I hope everyone is doing well on this Wednesday. I see my son popped in for at least a moment, unless he's still here. No clue. Alright, so we're gonna hop down here. What's up, Derek? Thanks for stopping by. Not up to too much. Would have started stream sooner, but I've been fighting with my 3D printer for the last hour and a half. Your aunt came into an incredible deal. Her boss had one that was just sitting at his house. She bought him a pack of smokes, and now I have a 3D printer. And she has a 3D printer pen, so... For the cost of a measly pack of smokes. Not that that's cheap nowadays, $10 a damn pack. Glad I quit smoking. So glad. Oh, absolutely not. Came with some plastic filament, came with some silk filament. Is that seriously too far away? Shit. Yeah, she got a 3D printer pen that she can mess with, and I've got a 3D printer I can mess with. Actually, let me grab one of my coolest prints I've done so far. Wait, hold on. I'll show you a couple of the silk prints. So first we have this lizard. It actually moves, as you see and stuff. It printed this way. Like, I didn't have to assemble it or anything. Like, it's completely articulated. This was done with silk, which actually the silk is cocoon silk. So there's that. And then we have this cool little, what I think looks like a baby Shinron. I did a little plastic version of them, and then I increased them by 75% in size and printed them in silk. The first one was done in plastic. And the plastic is actually biodegradable. Even inside a house, it starts to biodegrade within 15 years. Now out in the elements, it lasts maybe 5. Yeah, that's still kind of a long time. But when you think about actual plastic, how long it takes for that to break down, like, it almost, like, regular plastic takes, what, hundreds of years? Something like that? Because the plastic is actually made of cornstarch and plant-based product. I don't think that's gonna work. I've got some Dragon Ball stuff I plan on printing eventually. I tried to print a Link, but it didn't go so well. He was too small, and his left arm came off along with his Master Sword. So, yeah, it wasn't good. Is it close enough to do this? Don't think so. Alright. But yeah, I'm actually planning on selling 3D prints, so keep that in mind. And like, 3D prints can usually go for a good bit of money. I will try to be reasonable with prices, just because I know people aren't. Oh, hello, Miss Joel9CR. You can take that offer promotion of my channel and shove it. As soon as I figure out how to... Oh, here we go. Goodbye. The band hammer has been dropped. How the heck do I get out of this crap so I can see my chat again? Ah, there's the X. Yep, exactly. Scammers is right. Scammers is right. And even if it does work, okay, even if it does get you followers and stuff, what good does that do ya if them followers aren't watching? I have almost 300 followers, and I have the same 5 guys come in almost every stream. You know, so it doesn't matter how you do it. I believe so, yeah. I want to know why I can hear myself through my TV. That's just freaking weird. Give me a second here. Pretty sure that's what I'm hearing. I think so. That's just weird. I'm not echoing on your end, am I? Because if it's not echoing on your end, I'm not going to worry about it. It's whatever. It's working. And I ain't messing with nothing. If I don't have to. Alright then, there's no reason for me to fix it. That's how I look at it. But, you figure with as much bad luck as I have, losing our place, needing to buy a new vehicle because the one blew up and stuff, pretty crappy luck over a month. Then we fall into deals like this, like the 3D printer, It's funny. Like, I have the worst luck, but at the same time, I have some of the best. It's funny. Of course, that luck is never in anything that matters. That's the thing. Like, do I really need a 3D printer? Absolutely not. Did I want one? Yes. I've wanted one for years. I think they're fascinating. I love watching videos of prints happening, man. Like, that might sound boring to a lot of people, but I get a kick out of it. I'll get on TikTok and YouTube and I'll sit there and watch prints. Yeah, it's usually how it goes. I have a bout of bad luck, and then all of a sudden, good luck hits again. Like, you're not wrong. I want to make time-lapse videos, but I want to make sure I get everything perfected first and everything. And then I'm going to have to set up my camera to record it. Now, it has its own camera on it. But here's the problem. It does not have the best angle. So if I'm doing a smaller miniature, the print head is in the way of the camera, and you can't see shit. And then on top of that, it takes... Okay, it don't matter how long the print is. It could be a 10-hour print. It does a 10-second video, time-lapse video. And it doesn't matter if I do an hour print, it's the same thing. It's 10 seconds. I would like, a nice couple minute video that's a time-lapse. And I definitely want to do time-lapse videos. It's on the agenda. They will happen. I need to get back to doing my video game facts. I just haven't had the time. I haven't even had the time to stream lately. So, time's always my biggest issue. Oh, that's right. You're still looking for that. I know where that's at, but I ain't worried about dealing with him just yet. So I want to go more up this way. I want to make time-lapse videos. I want to take prints and take them to the craft shows and sell them. Like, I plan on doing keychains for like 75 cents to $1, depending. Not 100% sure on the final price. I found some cool, like, superhero keychains, Harry Potter, Dragon Ball, Dungeons and Dragons. There's monsters up there. I'm actually really excited to go to the craft shows this year to show off the new products for sure. That's gonna be fun. Oh, I remember this puzzle, but I don't remember how to do it. I think I need arrows to do it too. And I don't have a whole lot of those, I don't think. Wait, how many did that say I had? 28 regular arrows, okay. I gotta go talk to this guy. He gives me a clue as to this puzzle. One of my favorite NPCs in the game, Cass.
Aw.
Let's hear it, buddy. What's the clue? When a single arrow threads 2 rings, the shrine will rise like birds on wings. So I gotta figure out what 2 of these arches are lined up in a way that I can shoot an arrow through 2 of them. And Shadow, how about we don't crawl all over everything? Now, unfortunately, my Silk Dragon, my Silk Baby Shinron, I dropped him as I was taking a picture of him. And he landed horn first, and it snapped right off. Luckily, E6000 patches that shit up very nice, very easily. Has to sit for 24 hours, but there's actually builds that come in pieces. Now, I moved that remote so you had a place to lay, and then you purposely go over to it to lay on it again. You are something, cat. Maybe if I did... Oh, jeez. It's nighttime, so I gotta deal with these idiots. Okay, don't move. I pressed the button once to swing. Why are you trying to swing a second time? I feel like if I go to this one here... Really, cat? Now... Now you're laying on my mouse clicking crap. Laying on the... You do this crap on purpose because you want me to pay attention to you right now. And right now is just not the time, dude. hoping maybe I could thread these two. Can I? I feel like if I could just stand on this ledge. I can't stand on that ledge. Okay. What have we got here? Is there two? No. Oh boy. So there's not one that way. I don't have any going that way. That definitely ain't got one. Ronnie Radke. Hey, I'm an asshole just like you. Didn't think I'd know who that was, did you? Oh yeah, I don't listen to a whole lot of them, but I like that asshole song. I get it. I love it. It's one of my anthems easily. Oh, there's a Korok over here. Let's go do that first. That'll be much easier. All right, thanks, Derek, for stopping by. Stop by again when you can. Oops. Yeah, I've listened to a little bit of Escape the Fate, too. I couldn't name you a song, but I know I've listened to them. There's another song that Falling in Reverse just, I want to say recently brought out. I don't remember the name of it, but it's not bad. See, I listen to a lot more, yeah, that's it, Zombified. I like that. That was good. Yeah, I listen to more like, you know, 60s on to about the 90s when it comes to rock and roll and, you know, the grunge rock scene and stuff. Early 2000s. There's newer bands that I do enjoy occasionally. But, yeah. They're not somebody I regularly go and listen to. And that was the good thing about having roommates. You got to find out about the, you know, different bands and stuff. Like the Merkins, I get a kick out of them too. The ones that like make horror parodies. They're hilarious. I would have never heard of them, more than likely, if it wasn't for my roommate. But then again, Kitty is on like TikTok and stuff quite often, so she probably would have came across them. But yeah, I never even knew of falling in reverse until my former roommate told me about them. And I was like, yeah, I like these guys. They're pretty cool. Well, this is about the only thing I can think where I could thread to. Well, definitely look up the Merkins. They dress up like horror killers, like Jason and Freddy and Michael, Ghostface, stuff like that. And they take actual songs and turn them into parodies. Like, for instance, Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby is now Slice Slice Baby. Yeah, it's just stuff like that. They're hilarious. Horror villains. Oh boy. I don't know, man. I think I found it. Almost. Oh, jeez. Oh, my. There's another one. Oh. Here's another one for you. Instead of Man in the Box, it's... I forget the name of the title. It might still be Man in the Box, but it's about Pinhead. And it says, I am the man in the box. Scary are my pins. I won't say any more than that. You got to go listen to these guys. They're great. Okay, I see what I gotta do. So I see. So we gotta do this. We gotta come over to this one. And then we gotta come back over to this one. Well, that was a simple one. Now, where's the treasure chest in this place? Because I know there is one. Always is. At least one. I feel like it's over there somewhere. Let's check in here first. Nada. Alright, we're going to float on over here. See? Told you. What do I got as far as weapons? See, I already have one of those. But you know what? I'd rather have that than that. Hey, why'd you leave without me? Actually, this can be dropped as well. No. Yeah, because I want to keep the spear. And I'll take this instead. I haven't used it yet. This will be saying, yeah, I'm going to break soon. I'm about to just take a dive and say, Oh well. Just to get back to the entrance of this place, because I don't feel like waiting for this. You, cat, stop doing that. Stop. If you're gonna do that, go somewhere else, please. I said no. Go somewhere else and do that, please. Alright, so that's another one of these places done. Yeah, I'll link one of their songs or something. Oh, absolutely. Alice in Chains is amazing. Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. You know, I loved grunge, man. Grunge was a good time. I remember just sitting in my room as a teenager, still playing my Sega, even though, like, I want to say I had an N64 by this time. I might not have. I might have only had a Sega Genesis. I remember sitting there playing either Fatal Labyrinth or Beyond Oasis with my best friend, rocking out to either Metallica or Nirvana, just for hours. I mean, Metallica's obviously heavy metal, not grunge, but, like, that was the two things we listened to a lot. That and, when I would go over to his place, we listened to a lot of White Zombie. It was the specific album, I can't remember the name of the album, but I want to say it was the one with Thunderkiss 65, actually. Which a local wrestler used to use that as his theme music. I mean, he still wrestles, but I don't think he uses the same music, because now he's playing some sort of hillbilly character. I remember whenever I was in wrestling, this guy, he's known as Big Lenny. He's the brother of one of the first guys that trained me. And I remember him in DCW dressing up like a frickin' caveman. And he had a stable known as the Powers of Darkness. Man. Oh, I wouldn't doubt he uses some hellbilly rock. Like, I could still see him rocking something from White Zombie or Rob Zombie. Or even, oh, what's that one big... He's like a third-generation guy in the music business. Hank Williams. There was Hank Williams Jr., Senior, Junior, and then Junior's son is doing hellbilly rock. Dude, what the heck? Yes, I believe. Don't quote me 100%, but I want to say it's Hank Williams Jr.'s son is doing hellbilly. I'm almost certain of that. And speaking of, since we're on the subject of wrestling and music, I wish I had a way to watch AEW so bad right now, because, like, the Brood version 2, the one with the Hardys and Gangrel, are all reunited in AEW. And I'm just like, oh man, that's like Attitude Era screaming out right there, like, watch me. Watch me, you know you want to. Are those just going to roll off the cliff? No, I'll go down for them. Like, I've always been, like, a huge Hardy's fan, especially Jeff, which that's just about anyone, honestly. I always liked Gangrel, even when he was with Edge and Christian, you know, like the original Brood. And the original Brood was the shit. But to have it make a reemergence now, after all these years, in a rival company to the WWE, yeah, I keep up with wrestling now just by articles and stuff. Like, I would love to watch AEW, even though I hear it's starting to go downhill now. You know, they've run out of steam and everything. People are comparing it a lot to WCW. They're comparing Chris Jericho to Hulk Hogan, which I understand their comparisons, sort of. You know, like, Jericho's the go-to guy. He's the one that they want to keep the belt around and stuff, even though they have given it to other guys. Because Jericho does push other stars, unlike Hogan. Hogan only pushed Hogan. That's what Hogan did. And they feel like, you know, he's overstayed his welcome, that he needs to go and give more people more opportunities. But it's like, okay, yeah, he's over doing Ring of Honor now, which is basically AEW. He's the Ring of Honor champion. But he left the AEW championship for some younger guys. And then he'll probably flip-flop. He'll go back to having the AEW title and everything. And somebody else in Ring of Honor will have their title. So, I mean, I see some similarities, but the difference between Hogan and Jericho, and I'm not taking anything away from Hogan, because you are right, he was the embodiment of wrestling. If nobody watched wrestling, there was one guy they knew. That was Hulk Hogan. They'd be like, is that thing that Hulk Hogan does? You know, like, everybody knew who he was. Now that's more like John Cena or The Rock. Isn't that the thing John Cena does? Isn't that the thing The Rock used to do? Nobody says, isn't that the thing Chris Jericho does? Because unless you watch wrestling or you're into heavy metal, you don't know who Chris Jericho is. Let's be honest. He doesn't have the name Hulk Hogan did or John Cena did, because Chris Jericho didn't go on to movies like Cena did, like The Rock did. Are you talking about... Hold on. You're talking about the Macho Man. Ooh, yeah. You need a little excitement? Snap into a Slim Jim. Eat your heart out, Jay Lethal. Dude, if you have the Peacock service, go watch wrestling from like the late 80s, early 90s. You'll see that commercial again. They still play it. Like, they still play it where they left those commercials in. And it's amazing. Okay, I thought maybe I could roll that. Maybe not. I remember when they tried getting some other wrestlers to do it, like Bam Bam Bigelow. And, who else did it? Big Daddy Cool Diesel, Kevin Nash. Like, I remember when they tried having guys like that take Macho Man's place. You just couldn't. Macho Man, dude, that guy had the charisma, had more charisma than probably the entire locker room in the 80s. Now, mind you, when I was a kid, I was a Hulk Hogan mark. I was a Hulkamaniac. Hulk Hogan was my dude. And when he went to NWO, I used to hate Hogan for that, for going heel. And I mean, I was still a kid. Nowadays, I'm more like to go with the heel. You know, I'm not following those. I'm more to go after the heel. Honestly, I can't even say that. After being a part of the business, I don't look at face heel no more. I look at who has the whole package. Like, can work the mic, can work a match. Andre was amazing. Undertaker is amazing. Absolutely. Undertaker was a mainstay in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, into the 2020s. 5 decades that man was relevant in the wrestling world. You could say that about Ric Flair too, yes. But did he wrestle? Could he still wrestle a match the way at 50, the way Undertaker could? I don't think so, as good as Ric Flair is, because I absolutely loved Ric Flair, even though a lot of people didn't. Guy that looked like Johnny Cage. I'm not quite sure. It wouldn't be The Rock. I'm not sure who you're talking about off the top of my head. I'm trying to think. Dude, though, like, I was mainly into WCW back when WCW was good, before Vince Russo took it over and completely destroyed it. I unfortunately missed a lot of the Attitude Era because of WCW. But I know so much about all that because, like, I like video games. I'm constantly researching wrestling and stuff, and, like, I love DX. Shawn Michaels was one of them wrestlers I had wished jumped with Diesel and Ramon, Nash and Hall. Like, I just kept hoping that he'd jump too, because he's one of my all-time favorites. Like, he's my number one, honestly, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, then probably Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, probably, then Triple H. And honestly, this list changes regularly. Sometimes I like Triple H more than I like Randy Orton, and sometimes I like The Undertaker more than I like Chris Jericho. It changes all the time, to be honest. I was never a Cena fan. I used to love hating The Rock. I didn't become really a real Rock fan till the whole Rock and Sock connection thing with him and Mick Foley, or Mankind. Okay, those are just boulders. There's actually an event coming up here in Philadelphia. I can't remember when it is, but it might as well say an ECW reunion, because Raven, Rhino, RVD, Shane Douglas, Too Cold Scorpio, the Pit Bulls. I feel like there was a couple more. Juventud Guerrera, Super Crazy. Like, it's practically in the Dudley Boys. Can't forget the Dudley Boys. Bubba Ray, or as he's known now as Bully Ray, is actually going to go against Cardonis. Is it Mike Cardonis? Which is actually Zack Ryder. Dude, absolutely. Dudleys were great. And the greatest quote of all time from them is, there's 3 things you need to know. 1, thou shalt not steal. 2, thou shalt not kill. And 3, thou shalt not fuck with the Dudleys. Man, remember when New Jack became a Dudley? That was awesome. Even though I met New Jack, and he was a complete asshole, to be honest. Not to speak ill of the dead, but he was a straight up asshole. And he'll look at you and tell you, yeah, I'm an asshole. What's your point? I'll tell you who is a real pleasure meeting. That was Al Snow. Actually, he's part of that card too, Al Snow. I believe Gangrel's going to be there as well. Because we just talked about him a little bit ago. I believe Gangrel is going to be there as well. So... Oh, wait. There's that shrine that I couldn't find. It's marked on my map. That's weird. Did I walk past it and not realize it? Have I been to it? No, because there was nothing on this map. But yeah, back to talking about the Macho Man. Like I said, that guy had more charisma than that whole entire locker room. He should have been number 1. Alright, man, that's fine. Have a good rest of your day at work, and I'll talk to you on Discord. Oh, I'll try. I spent the first hour and a half home after dropping Kitty off fighting with the 3D printers, so that's how my day started. I would have been streaming sooner if it were not for that. .3D printing has definitely become one of the coolest hobbies, damn it, that I've gotten into. But it can be aggravating as hell, to be honest. Especially since, you know, I got a cheap kind of discount one in a way. I got a Polaroid Play Smart. It almost sounds like a little kid's toy. Didn't make that fall. Whoa, that made me fall, though. I walked right off the edge. Shit. Okay, I see how I gotta get that bridge to drop. Good thing I've got some arrows. There we go. I'm afraid that if I drop something, it's going to fall off the edge here. So we're going to drop this for now so that we can open this. And then we're going to drop it. And pick this back up. Still cracked me, huh? Let's see. We're just gonna drop the one we have now. Get a 15 times 3 bow, which means I can shoot 3 arrows at once, but it only costs me 1 arrow. Let's time this. Ah, shit. I timed it alright. Right down into the hole. I thought I missed it. go. Whew, I almost fell down through there. Or I could just do this because, you know what, even better. You know what I can do? I know what I can do. Dang it. That works just as easy. Ah, they swing inwards. Well, we can go get another heart. I don't want to use that bow up, so we're going to switch to this one. Now we are going to take a trip to Kakariko Village. And get ourselves another heart. Statue. Wasn't even trying to. Sorry about that, man. In my free time, I've been playing Yoshi's Crafted World. I'll tell you what, that is a surprise game for me. Yeah, we need one more heart. That is a surprise game for me because I've never really got into any of the Yoshi games. I never got a chance to play Woolly World, and I hear how incredible it was. And I hear this game is just as good as Yoshi's Woolly World. So it makes me want to go get a, it honestly makes me want to go get a copy of it for the Wii U. Because I believe that's what it was out on, was the Wii U. I wish they'd do another Kirby's Epic Yarn for the Switch. I liked the new Kirby. It was great. Had a lot of fun with it. But I misunderstood. I thought it was supposed to be an open world game, and it wasn't. So I was a little disappointed in that fact. But it's still a phenomenal game. I enjoyed it. But this Yoshi Crafted World is a blast. Am I up on the Great Plateau? I am. Wasn't paying attention to where I teleported. Of course, it's raining. So I need to do some climbing. It only seems to rain when I want to climb. Rusty Claymore. One more heart and we can head to the Lost Woods and get ourselves... Oh, right here. We can get ourselves a nice Master Sword. Which will make the game slightly easier for us. Cat, why are you laying on everything again? The wind guides you. Did we try going through this place before? Because I would have gone like immediately. What the heck? I can't even English today. There is a chest for you. How do I get to it? Ah, yes. Oh, crap. Nope. I just cannot get an angle on that. come back once I have Rivali's Gale. Because I cannot get up there. Great. Fantastic. By the way, for all of my Wiccan friends, I want to wish you all a blessed Yule. Because today is the first day of winter. Therefore, it is Yule today. So, yeah. You know, we're just going to come back here when we have Rivali's Gale. I am not sitting here trying to figure this out forever. We'll go back to all the places I haven't got the treasure chests in. And, come in here and go into them with Rivali's Gale. Because he's going to be the first one. The bird is going to be the first divine beast. Because having Rivali's Gale is nice. Yes, Mipha's healing abilities are nice, but I definitely need that wind boost for chests that I can't seem to reach because I'm too stupid to figure out the puzzle. Like if you have all the chests, there'll be a chest symbol next to it, and most of them do already. But there are a few that don't. Alright, where do we want to check for something next? We still didn't go up there. Go away. No, I don't want that. I wanted this one. That one rolls less. Moblins and bokoblins. Wonderful. Well, they can just stay right on down there. By the way, do I have all the different darnish? Because I know there's a quest I need for it. Sort. There we go. No, I have the warm darner, and I think that's it. Yeah, shit. Alright. What do we have over here? Looks like a nice little swamp sitting over here. Okay. This is a Korok. Have lots of Korok seeds to turn in, that's for sure. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, I got all these seeds to turn in, and I can't until I go to the Lost Woods, and I don't really want to do that till I have at least 13 hearts. There's another Korok. Maybe 5% if I'm lucky. And I'm on episode 15. I don't believe so. I want to say I tried and it did not work, but I'm not 100%. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not real sure if the health buff would allow you to do it or not. Because if it could, you know, you could get that Master Sword pretty early game. So I wouldn't think they would allow that. Oh, they are. Oh, boy. I'm chasing a Korok down, and there's a stinking damn wizard. Wizrobe. Do you know them sons of bitches actually have noses? Seen a very interesting picture of the model of the Wizrobe, and they actually have noses. This looked like a couple beady eyes underneath a hood. I didn't think they had a nose and a mouth. I just thought they had glowy beady eyes. But nope, they have frickin' noses, they have mouths. He's easy to take care of with... Hold on. Oh, I don't want that. It's always the ice arrow. Hey, sir. I think you need to just chill, sir. Yeah, like that. Just chill. Yeah, if you use their a weakness against them, it's one shot, they're done. Yeah. Except I don't think lightning has one. So you have to kind of fight those ones. But like the fire and ice, you can just use the opposite arrow and it obliterates them. Well, hello, Sir Dragon. Do an impersonation. Well, I already did one of those. That was the Macho Man. Alright, let's see if I can do this one. Yuck! Gosh! That's my Goofy. It's so hard for me to do impersonations on the fly. It really is. I don't know why I would do that. If I'm put on the spot, it's so hard. And of course, if I want to do Mickey Mouse, I just go, "Oh boy!" Oh geez, Christopher Walken. No, I don't think I could do Christopher Walken. And even if I did, I doubt I could do it justice because it's Christopher Walken. You can't replicate that machismo. Oh, hell, and I don't even know if I could remember that word for word anymore, dude. I haven't watched Pulp Fiction in years. Right, absolutely. Him and, oh, what's his name? Give me a second. He's doing the apartment commercials nowadays. I can't think of his name. What the hell? He was in The Fly. I know his name as well as mine. What's my name? Hey, Quentin Tarantino is amazing. He was also in Jurassic Park. He was in Independence Day. Why can't I think of his name for the life of me right now? That guy's got some BDE too. These guys that just ooze charisma like it's not shit, man. Well, yeah, they tell one whole story, right? Well, fair enough. They almost do feel like one story just because of all the actors, I guess. Hey, Tarantino knows what actors he likes. actors and actresses that he likes. That's the thing. And once he finds one of those guys that he likes to really work with, he tries to make sure to bring them back because he's already worked with them. So he doesn't have to meet a whole bunch of new people just to make another film. He already knows what his actors are capable of, and he knows what how to write around their acting, essentially. Yes, absolutely. Because he knows exactly what he wants. And I think that's why Tarantino films are as good as they are. Because, like you said, he writes for the actors, not hires for parts. He's like, you know, he has this vision for this guy. He's like, yeah, this guy could pull this off better than anybody else. This is his part as long as he'll sign on. And I'll tell you what, it's not too many actors that won't sign back on with Tarantino. I was going to climb up some of this stuff, but I guess not because it is raining again. Right. I need to get back into watching more like movies and stuff. I kind of stopped watching television for the most part. Like once in a while I'll watch a show. Like me and Kitty, when we have time, have been watching La Brea. We're on season 2. I'm actually really enjoying La Brea. And I don't understand why it's getting the shit reviews that it's getting. It reminds me of Terra Nova, actually. Terra Nova was another good show that had to do with dinosaurs and stuff, and it just didn't last. And this show kind of feels like a spin-off of that crossed with Lost. Oh yeah, we rewatch a lot of old shows. For this year, she's been on a kick with Little House on the Prairie. If I could find a place to watch it, if I, had the membership, I'd like to rewatch MASH a lot. That was a show that me and my dad used to sit and watch together. Obviously, I never seen it when it was new, but yeah, I used to sit and watch reruns of MASH with him all the time, and reruns would be on 4 to 6 times a day. And sometimes they'd show the same exact episode more than once in that day. We'd still sit there and watch it again. Still laugh at it. Doesn't matter how many times we watch MASH. It's always funny. Never got into Hogan's Heroes. Though I hear that is a good one. I liked Sanford and Son and All in the Family. Those were 2 really good shows I enjoyed. Obviously, it goes without saying, the Munsters and the Addams Family are obvious choices when it comes to old shows. I used to watch I Love Lucy with my grandma. Bewitched. I would watch Bewitched with her. What was the other one? There's Bewitched and there's I Dream of Jeannie. That's the other one. But both the women that played Samantha and played the Genie were foxes back in the day. Beverly Hillbillies was another one. I love the Beverly Hillbillies. Barney Miller, I'm not familiar with. I was just up here not that long ago, stole all these apples. No, they really don't. Sitcoms are kind of a dying breed. People are ready to leave behind the sitcoms and watch reality TV. Because they'd rather watch real life people go through misery since, you know, their lives are miserable in the first place. Everything runs off misery anymore. And then everybody wonders why the whole world's frickin' depressed. NYPD Blue, that was a good one. If that's the one you're thinking of. Me and my dad used to never miss ER if we could help it. Still say they did Dr. Green dirty all these years later. I mean, I get it, the guy was actually sick and dying of cancer. But man, they did him frickin' dirty. Oh boy, this is one of the memories which I have to skip because I said this is spoiler free. But I can always go watch these on YouTube later, so it don't really matter. But yeah, I don't remember that one, sir. I mean, I don't have the no spoiler tag. I keep forgetting to put it on, but this is a no spoiler run. Or as non-spoiler as it can be. Not that there's much of a story anyways. I don't even know why I'm doing a spoiler-free run, considering mostly everybody's played this by now. Look, somebody up there going Super Saiyan Blue. You know, back when I first played this, I didn't even think of that, you know? Like, what was Super Saiyan Blue? Nobody knew who Super Saiyan Blue was. And now I look at it, and that's all I can think. By the way, he's repaired. Look how awesome he is. Baby Shenron. He does look like a baby Shenron, to be honest. He's chonky. Let me show you the comparison here real quick. Compared the first print and this print. Like, look at the difference. Yeah. And I was going to do 300%. This was 75%, actually. I was going to do a 300%, but it would have been over 10 hours, and I'm not 100% sure if I had the filament for it. So I didn't do it. Those will be on sale, by the way. Those little dragons. The little dragons, the articulated lizards, the keychains, they'll all be on sale. I will take requests as long as I can do them, as long as I can find the print already made for it, because yes, I know how to change the height and the width and all that stuff and the thickness of that stuff. Oh, excuse me. But I don't really know how to run a 3D editing program. I am not that talented. I am not very good at art of much of any form. Like, even my perlers I look up designs for, because I am one of the least creative people when it comes to that, like any sort of artistic media, except for maybe writing. I'm told I'm decent at writing, but I haven't got published yet, and that's not without lack of trying. I've tried to get published before and never happened, and unfortunately I don't have those books anymore. I'd have to rewrite them. I'm sure they'd be even better though if I rewrote them. I would love to get back into writing, but that's a lot of time sunk into writing. Well, let's put it this way. I have an Oculus. You know, I have an Oculus. And they have that Horizons program on there where you can create your own worlds and stuff. And it's simple. Like, it's a simple program to use and stuff to make your own world in. Even, not Roblox, what's another one? Rec Room, that's it. Even Rec Room, I can't build shit in that stuff. And I wouldn't really be doing anything different than messing with a 3D editing program. Because all you're doing is manipulating 3D objects anyway. And I'm just not good at doing that. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Kitty could figure it out. Like, she's good at drawing in the first place. Like, she's great at drawing. I've done a couple drawings, yes, but, like, I've had to look at things to draw them. And they still look off. She don't need any sort of reference. She can just do it. And it's like, she could have had a full ride to art school. The only reason she didn't is because she didn't want to move to Pittsburgh. And now she kicks herself in the ass all the time for it. She doesn't realize it, but she is very talented at writing. Or not writing, drawing, my bad. She is very, very good at it. And she don't think that she is. I don't even know if I have a drawing handy to show you either. Oh, I know it's not. Absolutely not. But she's not going to. And she should. And I get it. It's like she wants to take care of her family. And she already barely has enough time to spend any sort of time with any of us now with working 2 jobs that she don't have the time. Like, I wish I could go back to work. I really do. And could get a job that paid well so that she could stay home, like I know she would love to stay with the kids and stuff. Like, that's what she'd rather be doing. She's more one of those traditional ones where she would love to stay home and do the housework and raise the kids and cook dinner than be out in the workforce. That's what she honestly wants to do. She wants to do the mom thing. And I feel bad, but she knew what she was getting into when she got with me. So, I mean, it's not like it was a secret. She chose she chose this life. Oh boy, I gotta run around these guys to get up there to that. Oh, absolutely. Future isn't set in stone. Sometimes she probably does, but don't we all? Don't we all have regrets that pop up once in a while, but at the same time, then we sit and think about those regrets and think, you know, if that would have happened that way, things wouldn't be the way they are now. You know, like, we might not have been together, we might not have had kids together, you know, if we would have taken other paths. It's honestly hard to tell. Right, absolutely. I get what you mean. Man, I am on top of these Koroks today. Like, I had, a few years back, I was going through some legal problems. I was accused of something that was bullshit. And it created a lot of stress because I didn't know what would happen. Because I didn't know if I would get nailed with it because, you know, all evidence, not all evidence, but a lot of evidence pointed towards I did what I supposedly did. But I didn't. You know, and but still the stress was there because I didn't know what way the court case was going to go and everything. And I had applied to go to Pittsburgh to art school for video game programming. And I got all the grants that I needed to go. I mean, yeah, I would have had to pay them back. But I had a full ride that I would have just had to pay back. Not in, like, regular loan, like, regular student loans, but in grants, you know? So, like, I could have went to school, but as I didn't. Like, it's not like I haven't done college classes. I did freelance writing. It was only a 2-year course, but I did that. It just never bothered. I tried to pursue it, and it didn't work out for me, so I just kind of said, screw it. You can only be rejected so many times before you're just like, oh, I've had enough. Like, I've had people tell me, "Oh, your stories are really good. You should pursue them more and all that." And it's like, yeah, but the thing is, I've tried. Try again. Try again. Try again. That's what I get every time. And it's like, I don't want to try anymore. I'm tired of the disappointment. I don't want to try anymore. You know, you can only be told you're good at something so many times, and then when the experts look at you and say, no, you're not, you start to not believe those ones that do believe in you, too. You start to think they're full of shit because they're not the experts saying, yeah, you're good at it. You know, when it's family and friends, it's like, are you just saying that to be nice, or do you really think that? Unfortunately, I'm probably one of those half glass, half empty sort of guys, but I don't look at it that way. I look at it as I'm being realistic. Another Korok. Like, I get told all the time, you're such a negative person. You're such a negative person. I'm not negative. I'm realistic. You go live in your half full world, your glass half full world where you think, oh, everything's going to be okay no matter what happens. You have fun with that. Absolutely. See, I wish I was one of those half glass, half full type of people. I wish I was, so that I could be oblivious to the fact that shit sucks. No matter which way you slice it. Like, that's just life. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. If it's easy, you ain't living. Right, and there's so much of that these days where people don't have to be realistic. They think that everything's just gonna work out in the end. My daughter's one of those. I can guarantee it. She thinks things will just work themselves out. That you don't have to put any effort forth. Things will just work out because you'll have it handed to you. Because as much as I hate to say it, when she's at school, she plays dumb so that people will do her stuff for her, essentially. Like, and that's where her manipulative side really sticks out. She's very manipulative. And so she can get people to do whatever she wants because of her cuteness and everything. So, you know, things will work out for her because she can use it to her advantage. And she knows it. So, you know. Dude, my daughter is actually my stepdaughter. I don't know if I ever told you. Me and Kitty split for a short time, and she ended up with her daughter. And I have tried everything with this child, as has Kitty. We have done everything to try and help her out. Like, I get kids don't like cleaning their room. Okay. But when they literally, this child will procrastinate for months till her mom gets so fed up, she just does it herself. And I'm not talking like, you know, a short period of time. Like, Kitty is fighting with this child for 3-4 months, trying to get her to do something. Like, clean her room, and she just won't. And, you know, Kitty just keeps telling her, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You need to do it. It's your responsibility to keep your room clean and stuff. She knows that if she procrastinates long enough, her mother's going to go in there and do it. And Kitty's going to drag Ender in with her to do it when it shouldn't have to be him at all. And he gets so mad about it, and I have to agree. Like, he shouldn't have to clean up his sister's mess. She's old enough to clean her own messes. She is almost 12. There's no reason that she can't. She just doesn't want to. That child will literally sit on her bed for days. She'd rather do that and do nothing than pick up a broom. And I tell her all the time, like, how are you going to get anywhere in life with that sort of mentality? You're not going to get anywhere. You know, like, that's not how this works. You can't expect to go to a job and do the same thing. Sit there, do nothing, and expect to get payment and not end up fired or in trouble or something. She just thinks, oh, everything will always be hunky-dory. And it's like, hey, child, I'm trying to show you it's not that easy. I hate to agree. I hate to agree there that one day it's going to bite her in the ass and she's going to know it. But the thing is, man, okay, this is the kind of crap that me and Kitty deal with her, okay? Now, kids do stupid stuff all the time. One time we had fed our cats soft food. And the can was sitting on the kitchen floor, and we kept telling her, don't run through the kitchen. Rather you not run through the house at all, but don't run through the kitchen. So she runs through the kitchen, steps on the cat food can. How the hell do I do this? And ended up needing stitches in her damn foot. Did she learn anything? Absolutely not. She comes home with the bandage on her foot and starts running through the house again. It's like, child, that's what just got you hurt. Bike riding. This was last year, I think it was. She's riding her bike without shoes, and or she might have had sandals on. And I have told my kids time and time again, we do not ride bikes in bare feet or sandals. She goes out in her sandals, runs into our swing set, and splits open her toe. She comes in the house like nothing, like it wasn't no big deal. I said, Dad, I kind of hurt my toe, and she's dripping blood. You just kind of hurt your toe? You're bleeding, child. Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to the hospital, and your mom's getting picked up late from work. Good job. How'd you do that? Oh, I was riding my bike, ran into the swing set. I was wearing my sandals. Yep, see, I told you how many times. Don't do that. And this is why. Like, she's something. And then we went there, and the lady tries to glue her toe back together because it was her last patient, and she just wanted to get out the door. We're walking out of the ER, and her toe re-splits. So now you have to go back in the ER for them to actually stitch the damn thing. It's like, jeez, oh man. Oh yeah, she is. She don't give two shits about consequences. She don't care. She is one of the most difficult children I have ever dealt with in my life. Is there a way to move this or something? Is that what I need to do? I feel like I need to get this laser hitting this. How do I do that? Dude, anything. Dude, I've had her enrolled in help her entire life. And even they don't know what to do. They're damn near ready to give up. So if you got something, I'll take it. I really will. Oh, jeez. And I'm sorry. What? Give me a second. Alright, I think I'm good. I had that happen during the other day. I just went into a massive coughing fit and don't know why. I was on break, actually, from last stream, and that happened. I went into a coughing fit that wouldn't stop. But yeah, I'll take a tip, absolutely. I mean, I've beat the game before, but, I mean, anything to make it easier, I'm all for. Right. That makes sense. Oh, God. I know all about that. Except she'll take things without asking. Like, I found a can of Pillsbury biscuits that I'm pretty sure she ate that weren't cooked. Oh, damn. That's brutal, dude. That's brutal. But I get it. Like, yeah, you know, you leave this stuff in here to rot and get nasty, and then you've got bugs and everything else. Your room smells bad. But if your bed's that way, you ain't going to want to sleep on it. I get it. But honestly, I don't know if my daughter would care if I did that. To be completely honest with you. She don't care that we literally... She has nothing right now. She has her own TV. It's sitting in my room right now. Because she would rather sit there and watch TV or play games than actually do the things she's asked to do. And we don't ask much. You know, like, we all are all supposed to do our part around here. Ender has his chores as much as he hates them, and he sits there and bitches about doing them and stuff. He does them. Sometimes not the greatest, and he gets yelled at and bitched at for not doing dishes properly, mostly. Like, we all have our jobs in this house. She won't do any of them. Like, literally, she sits in her room and does nothing. And like I said, it doesn't seem to matter the consequence. I honestly don't know if, like, your advice would honestly work. I'm glad it worked for you. I am. That's great. But I honestly don't think it would work. Like, my daughter, she'll just take, like I said, food and stuff, decide that she don't like it, and then she'll just hide it in her room. Instead of just, like, throwing the rest away or something. I don't know. Ender's bad at keeping the trash out of his room. Like, Ender, he's your typical teenager, just doesn't feel like walking to the trash can. The worst part is he has a trash bag in his room. Like, a full-size trash bag. And the trash is under the bed. I'm like, dude, you've got a trash bag right there. I know. Throw it in it? Like, I know I'm not the best about that stuff sometimes, too. I'll be honest, like, I can be a little bit of a slob. But the kid's got me beat. Easy. Like, one of my problems is I have sheets cups laying on the floor next to my bed all the time. Because I get 2 to 3 cups of freaking sweet tea a day. I'm sitting here on my side of the bed drinking them, and, you know, I don't even, I'm like, I'll throw it away later. And then a week goes by, and I've got like 30 cups to clean up. See, I try to raise them the way I was brought up, dude. That's the thing. Like, my dad was great, don't get me wrong, but he could be very strict about things, at least with me. My brother, he's like, whatever. Yeah, it is my place. You're right. But my kids look at that and they're like, well, why aren't you cleaning up your mess? Well, I'm an adult. I do what I want. And this is my bedroom. Like, do a bunch of people hang out in my room? Okay, yes, a bunch of people come over. When they come over, they hang out in my room. My room's the hangout spot. But the rest of the house, like, who gives a shit? Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell mine. My dad's one thing was, do as I say, not as I do. Now, I get it. Some people say, well, that's a stupid saying. Because they're going to do the same thing you do. Because they watch what you do. Okay, but just because I do it doesn't mean they should. I tell them not to do it for a good reason. You know, if I do it and I got consequences, I'll deal with the consequences. Who's going to have to deal with their consequences? Me. Because I'm their parent. So I have to deal with their consequences as of right now. Like, even kiddies, she'll yell at me, oh, you sit there and tell them, do as I say, not as I do. You shouldn't tell them that, because you should set an example and not do that stuff. And I was like, yeah, but at the same time, I'm setting an example of why you don't. Something happens to me, well, kids, this is why you don't do what I've told you not to do. See, me and Kitty parent a little bit different from each other. And sometimes I think it causes a little bit of confusion. And, like, I've told her, and Sykes have told her, hey, like, we need to get on the same page. It's the only way it's going to work is if we get on the same page. Right, what you're saying right there. But, like, for instance, I'll just give you an example of something that happened. Ender wanted to go to a dance. But he had a thing coming up in Scouts called the Klondike Derby. They do dog sledding, but they're the dogs. They pull the sled, okay? And his dance was on the same day as the prep, like getting everything packed and making sure their sled is okay, you know, and is sturdy and all that stuff. And in my opinion, no, not a furry convention. They don't dress up as dogs. That would be hilarious. But, in my opinion, I felt like it was more important that he be there for setup than to be going to the dance. And his argument was, well, I'm going to the Klondike Derby at least. Why can't I go to the dance? And it's like, I told you why. You have other responsibilities. I was like, you couldn't miss work just because you want to go out to the bar with your buddies. You know, like, that's not how that works. Well, I'll go to work tomorrow. No, that's not how that works. Like, you know, try you doing that at a job. Well, I wanted to go hang out with my buddies. Can I just work tomorrow? No. They'd just tell you not to bother coming in, period. And I tried to, like, explain it that way. I try to explain that shit to my kids in a way that it would work for an adult. You know, like, I give them a similar situation as an adult and why that would not work as an adult. Like, that's the best way I know to teach them is, you know, to give them a real-life adult situation and how it would be similar. Now, his mom, on the other hand, she was in agreement with him. Well, he's going to the Klondike Derby, so why does it matter if he goes to the setup? They can take care of it. It's not the point. I'm trying to teach him this responsibility, and you're not helping me right now. I love Kitty. I do, but we don't always agree on everything when it comes to the kids. And that's, I think, all parents, honestly. That's not just us. That's all parents. But, like, it's so hard when each parent has a different view on a situation. Now, of course, I caved because I didn't want to fight with Kitty. Yeah, and exactly. Not if you don't have a job tomorrow. Exactly. Oh, that's right. I have to go take pictures of Guardians. And yeah, at the end of the day, it really didn't matter, you know. He did go to the Klondike like he said he would, even though he didn't even want to go to that. So at least he did that, you know. Like, he kept his promise, and because he didn't want to even go to the Klondike. He didn't want to do that weekend at all. And I said, then you don't go to the dance at all, period. Because he wouldn't have went to the dance if he wouldn't have at least done that Klondike Derby. I was like, absolutely. And the next morning he tried acting like he was sick. And I was like, I was like, you're just trying to get out of it and break your promise. You're going. See, and that's the weird part. I'm the more strict one, and I get taken advantage of more than their mother does, if that makes sense. Because they know I'm not going to smack them. I'm afraid to smack them these days. You know, you smack a kid, you leave the littlest freaking mark on them, and you go to jail. You know, it's ridiculous. Well, what's funny is my kids think I'm oblivious, is what it is. They think I'm oblivious and don't notice the things that they do. Well, no, I don't even think that's the case, even with that. Like, you don't dare smack your freaking kids. Because they don't even have to have a mark on them. That's the thing. They don't even have a mark. All they have to say is, they hit me. That's all they have to say. They don't have to even prove it now. That's the sick part. Your kids can put you in jail at any moment. Just because they're having that you didn't let them do what they wanted. It's nuts. Oh, I have spanked my daughter before, and she just stands there and screams at you for doing it. Like, she straight up yells and screams at you. She don't cry. She don't act like her feelings are hurt or anything. No, she flat out yells at you like you did the worst thing you possibly could have ever done. And Ender, if you try to punish him, he'll swing back at you. Like, he has swung at me and kicked at me just so I couldn't take some of his. So I waited till he left that stuff unattended and took it. Dude, I used to get a paddle across the ass with freaking holes drilled in that bitch. I wasn't abused. I was taught. And I remember me and Ender getting into it one day because I can't remember exactly what it was over. But he didn't like my decision on it, and his mom had left with... Kitty had left with her mom to go shopping of some sort. Ender's sitting there screaming and hollering at me that he wants, since I wouldn't let him do what he wanted to talk to his mom. And I was like, absolutely not. Ooh, no, I don't want those all doing that. So he goes, well, I want to talk to my mom. And I was like, I'm not going to let you talk to your mom. You can talk to her when she gets home, and she's going to tell you the same thing. I'm telling you. I want to talk to my mom right now. You will call her and let me use your phone. And I'm like, no, I won't. Will not. He goes, well, then it's freedom of speech. I'm like, dude, that's not freedom of speech. There's the camera. I was like, I'm telling you, you're not talking to your mom because this is my phone. I said what I said, and that's how it is. You'll wait till your mom gets home to talk to her since you're going to treat me like crap. He screamed and hollered at me for about 2 hours. Then his mom came. I called his mom, actually. His mom and his grandmother just laughed at him. Yep. Oh, I tell my kids all the time, this isn't a democracy in this house. It's a dictatorship. You have a right to live in this house, eat what I provide for you, and have a roof over your head and a place to sleep. That's all you got. I love my kids to death, I do. But they drive me up a wall. I'll give you an instance of just this morning. My daughter has this hoodie. It's absolutely disgusting. And it barely fits her. And she has been told to stop wearing it and just throw it away. She was told this yesterday. Okay? And this morning, what does she have on? That dirty, nasty, filthy hoodie. I said, your mother told you to take that off yesterday and throw it away. It is gross, disgusting, and doesn't fit you. She looks at me like this and goes, and zips her coat back up over it. Oh, yeah? I'm like, that's fine. I'll let your mom deal with you later after she's been at work all day. See what your attitude's like then. And like, both my kids are very intelligent. They are. But they'll sit there and, like I said, play dumb, especially Kira, so that she can not have to do her schoolwork. Oh, and well, today she's working 9 at the at her shoe job, not the winery. Normally, you don't work 9 hours at the shoe job. It's no more than 8. So, like, her schedule's a little weird, and that's because of holidays. They're open extra hours and shit. But, like, I don't know how many times Kitty's come home and been like, you know, do you think I like going to work all day and dealing with a bunch of people that act like they're in preschool just to come home to deal with 2 kids that act like they're in preschool? She's like, I'm tired of the constant bad reports from Dad. And it's funny because they like to get mad at me because I yell at them too much. And Kitty looked at him one day. She goes, if you just listen, he wouldn't yell. It's very easy to make Dad not yell. Listen. Because that's my thing. I don't like to smack my kids if I don't have to. So my go-to when I am frustrated is to holler. Like, I holler a lot, and I holler loud. I holler to the point where I don't have a voice anymore. Because I know how my strength is. Sometimes I don't realize, and I will end up hurting them accidentally, not meaning to, you know. And I don't need that. So I would rather just holler at them and get my frustration out. But the thing is, it doesn't work either. Hollering don't work. Spanking their bottoms don't work. Grounding them from literally everything doesn't work. I'm just a dad at his wit's end that doesn't know what else to do anymore, you know? I don't want to yell at them. I don't want to smack them. I don't want to do anything like that. I want to sit and have a good time. Play games and stuff. Like, I don't do things with Ender as much as I probably should. And that's just because he's a bit of a jerk. Like, if I were to be honest with you, he's a bit of a jerk. Like, I am too. I get it. I'm a jerk. But he's more of a jerk than I am. He makes gaming unfun. Everything's got to be a competition. Like when we were playing Diablo 2 on stream. Oh, I've got this. It's better than yours. Okay, but we're both benefiting from it because we're both trying to achieve the same thing. And dude, that just drives me up the wall. It's like, dude, why are you trying to make a game that's all about working together a competition? I am one of the least competitive people you will ever stinking meet. I used to be kind of like that, but not to the extent he is. Well, I completely missed that. Oh, that was good enough anyways. Good. Now, when we're playing competitive games, like, it's okay to get a little competitive, like, and everything. And a little bit of trash talk is obviously necessary. But when it's constant, it's just like, all right, dude, this is draining. You can stop now. We get it. You know, like, you're doing good. That's great. Like, he does that with Pokemon Go. He'll do that with Pokemon Go. Well, I got this. And he'll bring this up multiple times in one conversation. It's like, dude, you're making me not want to play the game just because you're being so ridiculously rude. See, that's one thing I can say about Ender. Like, he'll get a little heated, but he's never cried or threw tantrums over losing. He usually takes losing pretty well, at least to me. When I remember one time we were up at, we were doing one of his scout functions. I want to say racing cars. Like, they make these little cars that they race down this thing. And he lost, and he got pretty upset over it. And, like, he actually cried. Well, anytime after that, he never cried about it. But one time he did well. And, he was gloating pretty heavy about it and stuff. And he was gloating to people he was beating and stuff. You know, yeah, the Pinewood Derby, that's it. And, you know, these kids that lost would be feeling pretty awful because they didn't win. And he's standing there gloating. I pulled him aside. I'm like, bud, I said, I've told you about being a sore loser, right? Yeah. It's like, you know, you shouldn't be a sore loser. You should take a loss with dignity. I was like, you can be a poor winner too. And I said, you're being a poor winner right now. You're making those other kids feel like trash right now. And he apologized and he stopped. But not at home. At home, he thinks he can be completely rude and ignorant to me and his mom, and then we'll look at him and be like, you're being extremely rude, and I don't want to play no more. Like, even competitive games, I'm not that competitive. Like, look, D-Lo demolished us at Mario Kart. You know, like, he made me look like crap, and I thought I was a good Mario Kart player. It is what it is. He was the better racer, and we had fun. Like, that's what it comes down to. Yeah, I was getting a little perturbed that I couldn't win a race, but that wasn't perturbed at D-Lo. The game was just being completely rude to me, and D-Lo knows some of the shortcuts I don't, so he won because he's better. Great job. You just gave me a reason to get better, you know? You gave me a reason to get better. You've turned me into Goku. Oh no, somebody better than me? I gotta get stronger. I'll tell you what, though, Ender has come a long way. I used to get multiple calls from school, multiple times a year. And now I haven't really been getting any phone calls. I don't cringe every time I see the school's phone number anymore. Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with having some emotion about it, crying. Like, I remember playing baseball in Little League. I was 13 years old, and I was on a team that was undefeated that year up to the one game. And I know that we were screwed. We shouldn't have, we could have still lost the game, but there was a call that definitely helped sway it in that other team's favor, and they had their own refs. So, and their own umps, I should say. And we got screwed out of that game because we were undefeated that year. And we were a part of a team that usually didn't do good. And the area didn't like that, so they had to make sure we had a blemish that year. Well, that's not bad. How many kids were in it is the thing. And to come out fifth, making a car on the fly, that's pretty impressive. You know where we had it, me and Ender? We had it in the cake off. I don't know if you guys did the cake offs, but we won 2 years in a row. Probably would have won the third year, but forgot to make a cake. The day came up on us, I didn't realize it, and I'm like, oh shit, we never made a cake. Ender was a little bummed about it, and I was like, listen, I'm sorry, I messed up. I apologize. This is my fault. But you've won the last 2 years. It's time to give somebody else a chance. The first cake off we won, it was supposed to be... Was it space themed? Yeah, it was space themed. So we made a cake model of the lunar lander. It won. And then there's a rock around here somewhere for this ring. And then the next year after that, it was supposed to be superhero themed. And I asked my son, well, who's your favorite superhero? He said a U.S. soldier. I was like, wow. Okay. I'm like, that's cool. You know, he didn't pick like Batman, Superman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, something like that. No, he said a U.S. soldier. And I was like, all right. And part of that was because his scout leader, she is a retired soldier. So we made a cake that looked like a tank. And it won. So 2 years in a row, we won. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry that we didn't make another cake. Like, we could have possibly won. You're right. I said, but give another kid a chance. Let another kid feel good. You know, you got your day in the sun twice. Let somebody else have a chance. I remember our first cake off, we had to do a beach theme, and we didn't even place at all. Well, I should say the first year we didn't know about it, so we didn't make a cake. The second year, it didn't go well at all. The third year, we got a good theme, and we were sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, well, why not the lunar lander? That would be perfect for a space theme. I was like, I guarantee you nobody else is going to think of that. They're going to be like making rockets or star-shaped or cakes that look like planets or galaxy cakes and stuff. I said, nobody's going to have a lunar lander. Let's do that. He was a little hesitant about it at first. Damn it, almost made it. He was a little hesitant at first. He thought it was a dumb idea. I was like, trust me. We got this. We used Oreos for the craters. The lunar lander was made of marshmallows and pretzels. Everything on the cake had to be edible, mind you. But I think one thing wasn't edible. I think we put a paper flag on the pole for the flag, which the pole was the pretzel. But like, it was a neat cake. I have the pictures around somewhere. I might have to look for them and show them to you guys if I can find them. They're probably on my Facebook more than likely. Not making that one. Alright, man, yeah, you don't need to be on watching me while you're driving. Absolutely not. My phone sits right in my door of my car when I'm driving. But alright, man, safe travels, and definitely talk to you later on Discord. Come on. Not gonna make it because of this slippy ass surface. Oh, I might make it. I might make it. Come on. Oh, I cut that one close. Man, this has been a stream of Koroks, hasn't it? Got a few shrines done. Got quite a few Koroks. Got ourselves another heart. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. I was pretty sure I just heard something at the door. Let me check. I shall be right back. I'm not even putting up the be right back card. I'll be right back, like a couple seconds. Alright, yeah, nobody there. Alright. Checked on my current print while I was at it. It's about done. About another hour. Hour and a half. Made these articulated butterflies for, well, I made one for Kitty, and then I made one for her mom as well. Well, her mom ended up taking both of them. So I had to print her another butterfly. Monarch, to be exact. Doing it in silk PLA. Color change. Like, there's multiple colors on the roll. And it looks like this actually finally has a color change going in it. I printed a articulated lizard. Like, I've printed 3. One of them did not turn out. The head and the section behind the head, which had the front legs, the rings didn't fuse. So, it broke. But, one is green silk, and the other one, it's slightly blue. And now it's turning into what looks like maybe a brown, which looks god-awful. But she wants another lizard after this butterfly, so we'll see what happens. Providing I don't have to fight with the damn thing for an hour and a half like I did earlier today. You'd think, oh, nah, you shouldn't have to do that again because you've already done the bed leveling process. Swear I gotta do it in between each print. Drives me insane. Alright, I don't know what I'm even doing. I'm just like meandering around hoping I find something, I guess. Let's see what's up in here. Where's a good place to start? Let's stop up here. Let's start up here. We'll be streaming roughly about another 40 to 45 minutes, maybe. I'll hop off here before my kids get home because streaming with my daughter home is next to impossible. You know, Cat, you just keep moving yourself so you can lay on my stuff, don't you? You break my dragon laying on, I won't be happy. Oops. There's a chest here. Nice. Nothing really. Grab some bass for myself. Because why not? Yeah, how many arrows do I even have left? I have 12 arrows. Let's hold on to them. I should have plenty of meat. Let's see. Let's sort. Oops. Yeah, I've got like 60 pieces of raw bird drumsticks. I don't think I need more right now. Bigger meats I could stand having, but not even gonna really worry about them either. In case you're all wondering why I don't use a horse to get around in this game, because I'd have to get off the horse every couple minutes every time I seen supplies lying around, because I'm somebody that collects the stuff up as I see it. Oh crap, I never did find the rock for that one spot for that core rock. Oh well. We'll make our way back there again. Do you have a quest on you? No, then I ain't talking to you. Am I seriously? I think I was just up here earlier today. Oh, I've definitely been up through here. So this is how I've traveled Hyrule. Can definitely see some places I really need to give some love to. Jeez. Zora's Domain. Zora's Domain in this game just drives me up the wall trying to get up there. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Oh, hello, you're a big guy, ain't you? He found me to be quite shocking. I was just over here earlier. So I was already up there. What's down in this little area? Oops, I don't want to watch my progress. There's a chest in there. I want to know how it went up through there like that. Actually moving further away from where I want to go next. I love that that bokoblin was all by himself. Yeah, I'd be better off teleporting to this tower and floating down. Actually, let's go to these Dueling Peaks shrines. Let's fly down from there, float down from there. This will get us there quicker. Is that nasty black shit in it? Oh, that's a Korok. That's a Korok. Go back, go back, go back, go back. How do I get this one? There we go. Another Korok. Yes. You can, but is it a good idea? We're gonna have to be very careful about this. If you fall on that stuff, you're screwed. I don't remember if it's insta-death. I'm about to find out. Nope, not insta-death. We're not doing all that again. I'll climb my way up and float back over. I ain't doing that again. There is freaking minerals all over this place. There's literally no point in me fighting that right now. So I'm not. Maybe if he actually had a purpose to fight. I don't feel the need to fight him. I feel that would just be a waste of supplies. I don't mind fighting them, but none of them are helping me get into a shrine, so. Another Korok. Alright. More of these I get out of the way now, the less I gotta worry about them once I, get all the shrines done, and then that's all I'm doing is looking for Koroks. At least we can go get something to help us with that. Probably could actually go get that right now if I wanted to. I want to say it's, I think you get a Korok mask, and it'll shake whenever, it'll shake and make a sound whenever a Korok is near. But I don't have that yet. Okay, so where did that damn yellow flower go? There it is. I just need one more. Where you at? Uh-huh, up there. I thought I was going to slide off there without touching that. Oh, jeez. Take that arrow you just shot at me. It's actually a really good way to farm up arrows is find an enemy that shoots arrows at you. Make sure you dodge them. And then you can go pick them up. Once they hit off whatever they hit off of, you can just pick them up. It's a good way to farm arrows. You could always farm up the rupees and just buy them. But you can get free ones. Fairly easy. You know, instead of wasting that, let's go back to this. Okay, I'm above that rainforest type place. Tropical forest, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I've seen y'all floating around, that's why I switched my weapon. What the hell is that? Oh, okay, that's just a shrine. Of course. What I wouldn't give to have Rivali's Gale right now. Okay, don't deploy. I don't even need to fight these. I don't even need those. I have max amount of those. Okay. Wrong button, I guess. Now we can't climb trees. Okay, got it. That was a whole flock of birds. It wasn't raining until I started climbing again. Trying to find a short path up. That's why I need to do good at the top of this. Right over here in front of me. Now the rain just needs to stop. I should be easily able to get up there. There's a Korok right there too. Well, it stopped raining so I can go over there. Can't create a fire because it's raining, so I can't even sleep through it. I love that it, you know, switched to the sun and I still slid. Man, what is up with the color right now? Is this supposed to be like a fog? Where'd that little bastard go? There you are. That's another Korok found. I honestly wonder how many Koroks I've gotten up to this point. Like, obviously I have 61 right now, but I spent some of them to get inventory slots. There's another Hinox. That is pointless to fight. We're gonna have rain again here in a moment. Trying to get up here before it starts. Oh, hey, Corny Corey. Thanks for stopping by. I hope your niece likes it. It'll keep her busy for a long time. My first playthrough, I think, took a little over 100 hours. And I didn't even find everything. Oh boy. I see what that is. That's a, Linum. I'm doing good, Corey. How are you doing? That's a scary black lintel, I think. It is. Oh, he's shooting an arrow at me. Ah! Oh, you work in a dentist office. Hey, Sky High, thanks a bunch, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. I appreciate you stopping by and lurking. You guys are amazing. It's been a while since you've been here too, Corey. I'm really glad you stopped by today. That's awesome, man. I appreciate it. I ain't on much longer, but hey, I definitely appreciate you popping in for a little bit. Ow, you prick. Fair enough. I hate streaming the time that I do. Most people are at work. Kind of like Corey there. She's at work, cleaning teeth. She's looking a little down in the mouth. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Okay, so why can't I climb up on this? Thank you. Feel like something needs to be in here. Alright. I got this. I have a feeling there's another Korok here. So I do want to take this moment real quick to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas in case I do not get to stream again before then. Hope your Christmases are awesome. I do have planned a drunken Mario Kart stream, hopefully Christmas. I know so far Dilo Ono's in. I'm going to try, I forgot to mention it to Commandeer that we would be doing that. I'll be posting it on my Discord for anybody that's in my Discord that might want to join in. That was not what I needed to do. I'll be posting it in Rontro Media's Discord, and I will be posting it in the Velvet Lounge's Discord, so anybody that wants to join in can. And then New Year's Eve, I'm having my best friend and my cousin over, and we are going to play Drunken Mario Party. We're turning Mario Party into a drinking game, so yeah. If you get a chance, Sky High, definitely check out Miss Corny Corey on stream, and same for you, Corey. Check out Sky High Diaz one of these days as well. Great guy. He's all about, you know, good vibes and shit. So definitely check him out. I want to get high on life. That's that game that's made by the creators of Rick and Morty, isn't it? I don't have an Xbox. I'm still on last gen. I have a PS4, so. Easter eggs are always great. Okay, what bow can I drop? I've been using this one. Alright, that one's garbage. Dialogue-heavy games aren't bad as long as they're done correctly. And from what I've seen of that game, it doesn't seem like it would be a game that benefits very well from a whole lot of dialogue. Because it's like a shooter, isn't it? Gun talks to you and shit. Oh, I just wiped myself out with a rock. Corey, what do you mean you've never finished a game? My goodness. You need to get on it. I finished just 24 alone this year. Mind you, some of them are games I've already played through. Yeah, and your gun like talks to you and shit. It's like Rick and Morty and shit. Were made by the people that make Rick and Morty. I definitely want to get it. Maybe I'll get it on a sale or something if it's on PC. Oh, I didn't know that you also had a knife. That's great. You're just making me want to get this game even more now. You do that often, though, Sky. Like, that's one of the reasons, like, why I like jumping in your streams when I can, is just the conversation alone is worth the stream. I try to do an even amount of both gaming and chatting. Absolutely. That's why I'm not really playing a story-heavy game. Plus, I've already beat this game, so I don't have to worry about story. Hey man, it's your stream. You do you, man. Oh, no, no, no. Shit. I should probably heal. Maybe. Oh, he has a... Oh. Hello, Cass. I need to speak to you.
Oh.
Alright, Corey. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy Avatar.
Oh.
I know exactly what I need to do here. Hopefully I can do this before my kids get through the door. Song of Storms, huh? What about the Song of Storms? Alright, so we need to put something... Wait a minute, is that what I think that is? No, that is not a shrine. Okay. So what we need to do here is we need to take an electric weapon. How about this one, because it's our weakest. We're going to drop it right here. We're going to get off this thing. Did it fall? Oh no, it's going to get struck. There it was. Now, where did my spear go? There it is. Nice. And another puzzle solved. I've gotten 73 Koroks out of the 999 that are in the game. I think it's 999 anyway. Oh, nice. I got the rubber tights. Nice. Piece of that's on top. I want to stay on top of one of the stables. I actually got quite a bit accomplished today in Breath of the Wild. I'm happy about that. quite a few Koroks. We've been through like 4 or 5 shrines. Some pretty good progress today. And here's the blood red moon. Wonderful. You know, we're going to go right... I'm going to set a star right here next to this. Or on it. Because this is where we're going to start next time. It's providing I remember that that's why that star is there. Is there something else I can use instead of a star? You know what? Let's throw that there. That's what we're going to do. This, we're going to delete. I don't need that there because I know about it. And I can remove the blue one for now. Alright. Well, I think that's going to do it for me for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for joining in on stream. You all are awesome. A few shout-outs. One to Sky High Diaz 92. Check him out on stream. He is a good vibes kind of guy. Check him out. Miss Corny Corey there. Check her out as well. Another great streamer. Fun conversationalist. Check out Dilo Ono. Great streamer. Does Fortnite and Call of Duty. And lately he has been playing God of War Ragnarok. Also check out Andy Panda 90. Plays a lot of the same things Dilo does. Commentier Gaming. Check him out. Or is it gaming or gamer? Commentier Gamer. Might be Commentier Gamer. My bad. Yes, it's Commentier Gamer, not gaming. Check out Commentier Gamer. Another great streamer. He plays a little bit of everything, which is great. He's not one of those guys set on playing one set thing. He plays a variety. So go check him out. He's a good time. He recently did the both the Portal games, and I'll tell you the commentary for both of them was phenomenal. This guy should be an affiliate, and he's not. And we need to change that, even if he doesn't like the fact that we want to change that yet, because he's not really ready for it, he says. But he is. So we really need to get Commentier Gamer up there and get him as an affiliate. Also, check out Ender Blaze 10. That is my son. He does mobile gaming currently. So go check him out as well. Also, if this is not enough Rontro content for you, just head on over to YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok. You'll find me in all those places. Just search up Rontro Media. If you want to join in on the fun on the Discord, I have that as well. Join the Facebook group, and on the Facebook group there is pinned at the top the link to join the Discord. So if you aren't a part of that, by all means, get on that. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. Some subscribes would be awesome. You don't have to worry about those pesky ads, and you don't miss a moment of the action. If you don't want to go either one of those routes and you want to support Rontro Media, you can always buy some merch, or you can simply just donate, and that is in the About section of Twitch. So please, if you can, support. Also, another thing, check out T's Twisted Treasure Chest on Facebook. That's T''S Twisted Treasure Chest. Me and Kitty own a craft business, and we are starting to get a new product. And like I said, it's products like this, 3D printed. Not quite sure on the price of something like this guy just quite yet. I haven't decided. And we same with the lizards. This, the articulated lizards. I love the 3D printing. I'm printing a articulated butterfly as we speak. Now, I just seen a bunch of wind go up. Is that helmet on top of this stable? Also, check out retromageddon.com. A good friend of mine is compiling video game information on that site. We have game saves, passwords, walkthroughs, reviews. So go ahead and check that out as well if you can. Oh, that is an axe on top. Okay, I'm worried about that. Thought maybe that was that rubber helmet. But anyways, I think that's everything. Like I said, we do take requests as far as crafts, as long as I can find what I need to do so. So just keep that in mind that you can make requests for certain things. I want to say that's everything. I think. Pretty sure. Anyways, again, thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas. I hope y'all get what you want from whoever it comes from. But I hope you also got somebody what they wanted to make them just as happy as you're going to be. Also, if for some reason the Drunken Mario Kart does not happen on Christmas, you also all have a Happy New Year. You should see me on New Year's Eve doing Drunken Mario Party. So, until next time, my friends, game on.